To find the quadratic nth term, my first step is to work out a difference between each of my terms. Well, 6 to 15, it's added on 9. 15 to 28, we've added on 13. And 28 to 45, we've added on 17. I now work out what we call our second difference. How do I get from 9 to 13? We've added on 4. How do I get from 13 to 17? Again, I've added on 4. We should notice our second difference in a quadratic sequence will always be consistent. Here our second difference is plus 4. We should note the general form of a quadratic sequence takes the form an squared plus bn plus c. The value of a is always my second difference, which in this case is 4, and we always divide by 2. Well, 4 divided by 2 gives us 2. Hence, in this case, a is 2. As I know a goes in front of n squared, I know a is 2. Therefore, I know my quadratic sequence must start on the form 2n squared. Drawing a margin on the left-hand side, I also know that n represents the position of each of my terms. This is my first term, this is my second term, my third term, and my fourth term. Substituting when n is 1 into 2n squared, or n squared will therefore become 1 squared, and 1 times 1 is 1, and in multiplying by 2, well 1 times 2 gives us 2. If n is 2, substituting again into 2n squared, well if n is 2, n squared will become 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4, and times by the 2 outside will give us 8. If n is 3, substituting into 2n squared, well n squared will become 3 squared, and 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 2 gives us 18. If n is 4, again substituting into 2n squared, well n squared will become 4 squared, 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 2 gives us 32. We now subtract our original sequence from our new sequence. Six subtract 2 gives us 4. 15 take away 8 gives us 7. 28 subtract 18 gives us 10. And 48 subtract 32 gives us 13. We now calculate a standard nth term. The difference between 4 and 7 is we add on 3. Difference between 7 and 10 is again we add on 3. And 10 to 13, again we add on 3. We should notice we have a common difference, in this case of plus 3. We do our common difference always in front of the letter n. And we work backwards to get what we call the zero term. Opposite of add 3 is subtract 3. In this case, 4 subtract 3 gives us 1. Whatever we get for the zero term, we must place on the end, in this case plus 1. And then don't forget to bring down our 2n squared in front. Hence our quadratic nth term is 2n squared plus 3n plus 1.